What's going on, guys? Welcome back for another video. This one I'm very excited to get into because the penny stock market has been on fire this week. Mainly just one stock, but this is what happens when retail traders or day traders get a hold of these low float stocks. So this stock GEVO came out with a press release Monday, June 18th, and it showed up on the scanners, gapping up from about 350 up to pre-market highs of 5. So that caught a lot of people's attention. Um, so what happens when day traders are looking for stocks? They look for stocks that are gapping up with news or just any sort of press release to get the attention of the public. So what happens when the public gets the attention is it creates a demand for the product, or in this sense, the product is the stock. And if you revert back to basic economics, supply and demand, when this demand goes up and there's a low supply, the price goes up. Same thing with stocks. So stocks, there's a way to figure out the total supply. It's called the company's float, and the float is the total amount of shares available to the public. And usually low float stocks, when there's a general demand for it at a certain price, it shoots the price higher because the demand is so low, so it's hard for everybody to get their hands on shares when there is a demand for that. So a bunch of buying comes in and it sends these stocks on these crazy moves. And that's what happened with this stock GEVO today. It ran from 450 to highs of 24, upwards of 450% in 2 days. When these kind of moves do happen, they are predictable. They're predictable because if you track the volume and you understand what it is behind making this move on the price action and this incredible run that it has, you sort of understand what's going on. So I'm going to run you guys through it and how we found it, how we traded it, and why it was so profitable today. So when it caught the eyes of traders at the pre-market high yesterday at 550, you could tell it the high was about 530, and this just rampaged on. This stock has a float of 1 million shares, so 1 million shares are available to the public for trading, and that is an extremely low float. So what happened here was the stock pulled back at the open down in this area in the 530s, and it pushed ahead, broke the pre-market high, and just extreme volume came in here. So as you could tell, when volume came in after breaking the pre-market high yesterday, look at this one candle. 15-minute candle, 1.7 million shares traded. So volume came in at the break of this high, and you could tell this did not have a red candle up until the set $18 range. $19. Excuse me. This is what happens when buying comes in. These green candles down here, this is how you track the volume and the shares being traded. This is how you know buying is coming in. When you see buying coming in at this predictable move at the pre-market high break, look at this. Incredible moves. And then, it goes the same way. When there's a ton of selling pressure, the stock sells off in pretty dramatic price movements. Same way, both ways. So if dramatic buying comes in, the price action is incredible to the upside. Vice versa. If selling comes in all at once, it makes a pretty crazy move. So you could tell here, this is when the run was over yesterday. This is yesterday's run. This is today's run. Yesterday, it ran up. It hit highs of this top here at $21. There was a bunch of selling coming in. You could tell this huge selling candle right here. And there was no longer a demand for the stock at that price. So it fell. You could tell how horribly this thing fell. I feel bad for anybody who's chasing the stock up here because it ran from $21 and fell back down to $11. That's half of the stock's value. That's pretty incredible. If you get caught trying to chase up there and you're stuck in this thing on the way down, you're going to blow up an account. That's why trading these are so very risky. You need to know exactly what you're doing, and you need to be very disciplined with when you take your profits or when you cut your losses, because if you get caught in this, your whole trading account is going to zero. Um, so that was the first move. Today, I mean that was yesterday. Today's move we were looking at. It was in play again. There was a lot of pre-market volume going on. It was gapping up again today from the close, and then I was looking to trade this at the break of about 1950 or the high yesterday of $21. I sent alerts for the buy at 21, and you could tell again, huge buying comes in over the 21 area and it shoots it all the way up to 24.75 was the high. And it's still sort of consolidating, waiting to make that next move. I'll go to today's chart. This is today. So the break of 21, this red line here, you could tell big buying coming through here, popped through, and then it was over from there. Huge gains from 21 up to 24.75 in the matter of 20 minutes. It's pretty incredible. And then so the consolidation's been happening now. But I have an alert set for the break of 24. I'll probably look to re-enter this, but this is just an example of something that pops up every once in a while. This doesn't happen all the time in the low float market, but it does happen, and when it happens, you should be prepared for it. My team is always prepared for these kind of moves, and they are just proven so profitable time and time again. So we'll see what this holds. If it does break over 24, you will definitely hear me talking about it on all my social media accounts. Maybe I'll even make another video. Maybe I'll even do a live trade. Who knows? Do me a favor, give this video a thumbs up, and we'll comment down below if you did trade this. I'm interested to hear if you guys traded this and had success out of it. So thanks for checking it out. I appreciate it.